Hey you guys, it's your girl Bay. I'm coming to you all because you all have been asking for these head wrap tutorials. So you've been asking for them, and here they go. So this is a scarf. So I'm just show you that this is a regular scarf that you can purchase, from Walmart. I like to get my scarves as long as my wingspan. And just to prove to you that this is a neck scarf, I'm gonna just show you a necktie that you can do, ladies, or even fellas, just to show you ladies that you can use a regular Walmart scarf to do a head wrap. So this is basic, it's very simple. You take the same scarf and you will fold it in half. So if you open it up, you can either open it completely or you can kind of fold it down depending on which look you want. So today's look, we're just going to wrap it up and figure out what we're going to do, and if it look good, we're going to rock it. So to give you all the basic head wrap, now to start, you always want to make sure that your material is evened out and long enough. So there's a lot of sisters who have natural hair like myself. So as you see, I can't even put braids in it. But some sisters like to put cornrows or two braids or the straight back braids. But you want to get your hair in some type of protective style. Some people even do the wig caps. To each their own, but make sure that your material is all different limbs as well as different materials. The same way you use different materials when you dress throughout the seasons, you definitely want to do the same thing for your hair, because if your hair begins to sweat, which it will, then the follicles will get clogged and then your hair will tend to break off. So this is a very thicker scarf, but again, for the purpose of the video, we're just going to do some basic things with it. I always like to make sure, as you see, that number one, my material is even on both sides of me. Next thing I do is I adjust it so that it comes down over my eyebrows. Some females like to have it way up here, but then when you start to maneuver throughout the day, it starts to slide further and further back. So I don't recommend putting your scarf up there. I say at least the middle of your forehead or right above the eyebrows. Me personally, I pull mine down over my eyebrows, and then I cover my ears. So as you see, I do kind of like a ponytail. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do is, you see my thumb? And I'm trying to force enough so that it can stay on, so it doesn't shift throughout the course of the day. Be careful not to make your knot too tight back here, because you have a pressure point. So, as you see, all I'm doing is just rotating the wrist and the rest of the material. Now you can use whichever fingers you would like and start you a bun. This is a basic wrap that most people start out with. And again, as you're securing your bun, you don't want to pull it too tight because of your pressure points. And although we have this fringe, we're going to tuck that in the end. If you find that you have too much and you don't want to tuck it, you can either cut it off like some people do, or you can just let it hang. But then you have to worry about feeling like something's crawling on you. And of course, if it don't feel right, then it don't look right. So you have to start over. And I felt that didn't feel right. Sometimes after you do these a while, you'll do them in your sleep and they'll be perfect the first time. It just takes a little practice. And as you see, I'm tucking the frayed edges as I try to secure my bun. Once it's all secure, anything left over, just find somewhere to tuck it. And that's your bun. Then, pull it up a little bit. Some sisters like to cover their ears. Me, I like mine out so I can hear. And you make the adjustments as according. And there you have your bun. Now, using the same scarf, you would do this back bun, but to get it in the front up here or off to the sides, you start a little differently. Same neck scarf, okay? Head down. Make sure it's even. And for this, you would just simply, as if you're grabbing your hair. And as you see, I'm rotating. Some people do theirs like 2-strand twists to make sure they get all the material. The choice is yours, ladies. And even to the fellas who wear the head wraps, because some of you wear it, choice is yours however you choose to do this. But you want to make sure that you don't have too much material, excess material hanging out. So now that we're able to start our bun, and as you see, I'm still rotating. And that's that frayed. Again, some people like these little things hanging down. Me personally, I don't have that kind of time to be doing all of that. So you just tuck it. Now, if you want it to hang down, you can. But if not, just tuck, tuck, tuck. And again, I like my ears out. And that's it. And in the back, my rule is make sure you can get 1 to 2 fingers evenly around. That lets you know that if you can get 1 to 2 fingers, it's not too tight on your pressure points. And you can put your accessories on if you choose to. Now, yet again, using the same neck scarf. And as you see, I don't have hair. I'm just curly. So you've already got 2 wraps. So let's do a third. And this is where it starts getting fun. It doesn't have to be perfect, but if it stays on and it's secure, then rock it. So I'm just going to drape this behind me. And as you see, I crossed my arms over. If I did that too fast, I'll do it again for you. So, material on. Behind my ears, behind my neck, and off to the side. Yet again, making sure we got enough material. And we got it how we want. Now, we pull up in the back and crisscross. Over. One more time. And then you can either crisscross in the back, however you choose. And all this excess, just find somewhere to tuck it. And if you want these little frayed edges to dangle down to give you some extra pizzazz, you can. Me personally, I don't like them, but hey, to each their own. And if it feels funny to you, check it with the mirror. Or hey, somebody may say you got something, but don't be offended. And I'm just looking down because I feel that I have a lot of frayed edges. And then you can get cute. And that's it. And of course you may have some dangling, but that's where you have your scissors, and you can either just go back and clip those off if you choose to, or you can let them hang. And that's another head wrap. And then if you want some color, you just buy your scarves with color, and you will continue to do the same thing. So let's do this one, because this one is a little longer. So let me show you a better way to do that wrap that I just did. So as you see, getting my material. And then you have some sisters that will hold the material and do the little twist. And that gets a little tedious, but hey, if you want the head wrap, you'll make it work. And then there's different ways that you can do the wraps. It's all up to you. But what I recommend first and foremost, make sure you have a protective hairstyle. And then next thing I recommend, make sure you're dressed. Because once you get into the wraps, it's going to be a little difficult to try and put your clothes on after you've already gotten dressed. So choice is yours, but make sure you wrap it up.